Hi everybody, welcome to the den for another Stirling Monday here at Friendship Shaving. My name's Mark and I hope you're doing really well today. The soap I've got today is Stirling Duke. I'll talk more about that as we go along, but I have actually found a Stirling soap that I do not like, and it is, just to share it with you, Ben Franklin, and oh no, don't like that at all. So I'd be interested to see what your thoughts are on this. If you have it. I don't think it's for me. I might be persuaded to use it by you guys, but I'm not really sure. So we're going with one that I do like, Duke. And I haven't got a Simpson Duke, but I've got a Simpson Trafalgar T3 with a rather large synthetic knot. It is a well-packed knot. I've got that loaded up with some soap already. Be shaving today with the Merkur 33c, and I've been asked by Martin if I would use an Astra Superior Platinum blade, which I've got in there already. Martin likes that blade with his Merkur 33c, which is essentially this razor, but the long-handled version. So I've just rinsed my face, or dampened my face. I've already rinsed it, and we'll get going. So here we are, we've got this really chunky knot, the T3. It feels very nice, and I tell you what, putting this soap on, it is a nicely scented soap. Just to read out the description from the Stirling website, it is a masculine, spicy and subtly floral blend with ginger, cardamom, cedarwood, nutmeg, rose, amber and tonka notes. So quite a bit in it, and you might be wondering what that actually smells like. I can tell you it's a cologne. If you like a cologne scent, you will certainly like this one. This is a nice brush. Good bit of backbone. It's very nice to use like this. I'm just using the ends there. It's also very nice to use in a painty fashion. And I think that will do. Now the soap is, I should say, or more correctly, the aftershave is a tribute, and I don't know how to say this, Terre de Hermes perhaps, or Terre de Hermes, but you know which one I mean. I'm really not sure how to pronounce that. I know I've probably butchered the pronunciation, but this soap, as I said, is a very nice, fresh cologne scent. I'm not usually a fan of colognes per se, but I'm quite liking this one so far. So we'll go with the 33c. I should point out it is a two-piece razor. Don't make the mistake I did, thinking it's a three-piece razor, because it unscrews up here at the top. The fit and finish is about the same as the 34c, or the 34G that I used on the video the other week. Essentially, these razors are exactly the same head. The only difference is in the weight and size of the handle. Obviously, this is a much thinner handle, and that will affect the shave. Although I was doing a little comparison in the week, and there really was minimal difference between them. I would say that a 33c is a touch smoother, particularly on the first pass, when you're taking most of the hair off. And in fact, it feels very nice at the moment. It does go very well with this Astra SP. Indeed, thank you, Martin, for that little tip. It's this razor blade's second use, and it is better on the second use. Now, I'm going very slowly tonight. Taking it easy, trying to make sure that I am going with my direction of growth, or with the grain. I must admit, I do like this little razor. I like the size of it. It's 8 centimeters high, 58 grams, so it's really not a heavy razor, but it is very easy to use. In my experimentations with the 33C and the 34, I've got a big spot there and it's really painful, so I'm just trying to avoid that, perhaps go over it once. In my experimentations, I found that these can be a bit finicky with choice of razor blade. I think getting the angle just spot on is quite important with this razor. It's more of a, what would you say? I would say that's about 45 degrees rather than a 30 degree. But once you've played around with it and got the angle that suits you, I think this is a nice razor to use. certainly on this first pass, it's really smooth with this Astra. It's really nice with the Astra. So this is obviously a blade that works very well with this razor. There we are, a lovely easy first pass. And we'll just pop that up there. Star of the show. Pick up a bit more soap from my bowl. I'm not using the coconut bowl today. Although perhaps with this big chunky knot, this is the brush to try in the coconut bowl, so we'll try that another day. You know, one of the things I think we all enjoy about shaving in a traditional manner is actually putting the soap on your face with a really nice brush. I have to say, this one is excellent. It's lovely and soft. It feels fluffy, if that makes sense to you. And sometimes on these shaving videos, you see guys like myself that seem to spend an inordinate amount of time putting on the lather, and it's just that they are enjoying the process and the moment of the shave and putting the lather on the face. And that is something I really enjoy about shaving now in a traditional manner, is being in the moment and taking my time. I know a lot of you are the same. If you're able to, because I shave every other day, so perhaps you're like that. And if you are able to do that without having, you know, serious growth there the next day or halfway through your next working day, I would really recommend, you know, shaving in the afternoon or evening. It just allows me to take a little more time than I used to when I shaved in the morning. Now on this second pass, I've lost all blade feel going with the grain here. It's only when I come across the grain like that that it picks up that very slight bit of blade feel. So this is a nice razor to use if you like a very mild feeling razor on your face. Now I do quite like that, but I find with this razor the feeling of the blade has gone entirely, and sometimes when that happens it's easy to just lose the angle slightly because you can't quite feel where the blade is. So it's just something to think about. I mean, I really can't feel it there. It's only when I go that way that I can pick it up, and I'm picking it up more by the noise that the razor blade is making rather than the feel of the blade itself. But having said that, I'm having a terrific shave this evening. And I just want to pick up a point now as I'm moving to my neck for some of you new guys. I was reminded of this today. A lot of guys have problems with their necks, me included, until you get used to this way of shaving, until you build up a routine that suits you. So I would say that it's important to know which way your hair grows. It's often the case that the problem occurs on the neck when you're shaving against the grain. So it's worth trying a couple of passes. If you're having problems, just go with the grain. Now for me, it's mostly downwards, but that's not always the case. A lot of gentlemen have growth and it grows up to about this line here and then down to there. So that's the sort of the meeting point. But try going with the grain if you're having problems, and just make sure you're not pressing, and make sure you're stretching, even if you need to just use your fingers down here. Now there is I've done a sit down Sunday video about this very issue, and I'll link it up at the top of the screen somewhere, so you'll be able to click on that and find that video. That was close, nearly had a mouthful. But I would say if you're having problems, stick with it. You might notice that myself, I do 2 passes essentially with the grain and 1 pass against the grain, which, as I say, is mostly down and up for me. It might be different for you, but it's taken me a long time to be able to shave against the grain on my neck and my face. You know, one of the things I like about bowl lathering is that I always get an absolute load of soap. Now, I'm just using my little 1/4 teaspoon measure, and you can see I've got absolutely plenty of soap for 3 passes. I've got a ton of soap left in the brush if I needed to do touch-ups. I've probably still got some in my bowl there, so plenty of soap. It doesn't take much to build a really good lather. That's very nice. I'm picking up more of the spice and more of the cardamom there. There's a very warm smell now to that. A bit less of the original cologne scent. There we are now, going against the grain. Got to be very careful where that spot is. And you can maybe hear, It's really taking the hair off well there. I would say as well, if you have problems on your neck or any area of your face, don't go chasing a BBS shave, a baby butt smooth shave, because if you are prone to problems, chasing BBS will certainly aggravate those issues if you're not careful. So if you're quite new to this, I hope that'll be helpful to you. Got a hair there. From the feel of it, it was a hair from the brush. Now this area is one area where I never shave against the grain, not a chance. Do you know, I don't know if you've noticed, all through this shave, I keep trying to tighten. It looks like a three-piece razor, but it is not. I can tell you, I enjoyed this shave much more than the 34G. So I'll perhaps, in a few weeks, go back to that one. With an Astra blade. There we are, you can see I'm just really stretching that. And if I need to, I can just pull it down there slightly. But equally, don't overdo the stretching, because that could take the blade in too close. It's finding that nice, comfortable, easy level. And it's something we all have to do when we start shaving with a safety razor. Especially if we've used a cartridge razor for a long time, as I think most of us have these days. Now, I don't really have hair up there, but I always seem to get a soap right up there. My hair sort of comes down about there actually. Anyway, there we go. That was a very nice, relaxing shave. I needed that today. As always, great slickness. Great slickness with Stirling Soap. It is a tallow-based soap, this one. Lovely, lovely shave. Yeah, that was just a comfortable shave. I'm not BBS, you see, on my neck. You know, my awkward spots are there. You know, I never get them usually. There's a tiny, just a tiniest bit there and there. But if I chase that, that's when depending on the razor and the blade, you might develop a tendency to get a bit of soreness. But once my skin has calmed down a little bit, I mean, they're barely noticeable now. When we talk about the difference between BBS and not being BBS, I mean, we really, without meaning to be corny, we're really splitting hairs. We're really talking about, you know, minute amounts. So there we go. Now I'm going to try my tooth or tooth, I think it is. It's a oo sound for you with the umlaut. This is a perfume-free German aftershave. I like it. I like the feel of it on my skin very much indeed. So a little bit of alcohol in there, or it feels that way. Get some on that spot. Fantastic shave. So thank you very much for joining me today for my shave with Stirling Duke and not Stirling Ben Franklin. Let me know what you think about the Ben Franklin, because I think it's disgusting to put it, you know. There we are. It's the only one I've found that I really don't like. But the Duke was a fantastic shave today. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Thanks again. Bye bye now.